All right, folks, I'm going to do my best to keep this video short so you can watch it and get into the actual the meat of it. So I'm going to be putting an assignment up on Google Classroom. It should be there by the time you finish watching this video. It's not going to have under any topic. It's going to be the first thing you see when you click on classwork. If you do not see student parent teacher progress report, then that means that please wait 5-10 minutes, double check again, and it should be there. So what is this assignment? First off, this is extra credit. Your child does not have to do this. You do not have to do this. No one has to do this. However, if they do this, I am giving you 20 points of extra credit for writing. So if they messed up on their writing assignment last week, or they just want some extra points to bank, I'm giving 20 points, which is pretty big. The paper was 50 points, so it's almost half of the paper. To do this quick assignment, and it should take you guys about 15 minutes or so to get it done. And what this is just a quick update for all three of us to hold each other accountable, because this is something that I always say, that the child's education is a stool, and it requires 3 people working in unison, or 3 groups working in unison, in order for that child to maximize their potential. And the first thing is the child themselves, next is the parent, and then the last leg of that stool is me as their teacher. And so I made this quick little paper that you can fill out and give me and give each other feedback, because usually there's oftentimes come up where something's not being done, or this is not being done, but the other party doesn't realize, oh, it's important, right? I need to get this done. And that happens with me all the time. So in order to clear some things up and to make sure that we're all on the right track, I came up with this. And also it will help us because once parent-teacher conference happened in October, it's usually too late at that point to fix anything. So if your kid is doing poorly, they're probably gonna do really poorly on their report card. So what this will allow us to do is to intervene if your child is in that situation. We can intervene before the progress, or before the first trimester is almost at its end, and then there's nothing that they can do at that point to improve their grade or improve their position. And then if we wait that long, maybe these bad habits are cemented and we can't see the growth that we need, and we want the kids to be successful. So the first thing is we have to be honest, and I'm gonna be honest when I'm replying back, and we have to be open. So I'm probably gonna see some things written about me that I don't necessarily agree with, or when I first read it, makes me like cringe a little bit, you know? Oh man, I didn't realize I was coming off that way or doing this wrong. But in order for this to work, we all have to be able to be honest with one another and not judge each other for what we are going to say, because I want complete honesty, even if it's extremely unflattering to myself. And the kids, when they give their answers, or when you give your answers to the kids about how they're doing, they will benefit from that honesty, even if it is not the most, not the rosiest, right? For some of your kids, it will be like glowing reports both ways going around. But for some of us, in that group, one of us is messing up. Me, the student, or as the parents, like they need a little bit more support. So that could be happening. It could be me. I could be the problem. I cannot be giving your child the support that you feel that they're needing, right? So this is why we're doing this, try to find a way where every child can be successful. Okay, so that was kind of longer than I wanted that intro to be, but let's get into it. So the first part is going to be 4 or 5 questions where the kid's going to answer about their guardians, the parents, or people who are helping them. And then if they're asking about their work for the day, if they're making sure that the work is completed, because that's really important, because the kids will often say, oh, I'm done with stuff, but maybe they're done, but they didn't do it correctly, right? So sitting down with them, making sure that it's done right. When I don't understand something, my guardian always helps me, and my guardian helps me understand my homework. So they, like I said, sit down with them, going over things with them. And we have this 5-point scale, 1 being completely false, 2 mostly false, 3 neither false nor true, like we're kind of in the middle, 4 mostly true, so I mostly do this, and 5 always true. So if you ask every single day, how's your work? Do you need help with something? That's a 5. Most days you do it, but hey, life happens, right? So it's a 4, right? And then they're gonna respond here, and I would like them to do this on their own. I would like the first time, unless they need help answering the question or reading the questions, it would be best they do this on their own so they don't feel pressure. They can honestly answer and assess. Because I know oftentimes, this happens to me a lot, I'm only going to tell them myself here, that, for example, with me and my wife, she might want me to do something. Let's say she needs help with the kids. And I feel like I'm giving a 5. Like I'm super dad. I'm doing everything, right? And she's like, well, honestly, it's more like a 2. You're helpful, but I could use more help, right? And without having honest conversations, I can't make that improvement and that adjustment. But if she was standing right over, like if I was like right in her face, she might be a little hesitant to be forthcoming with that information. And in the end, it makes it worse for everyone. So after they rate you, you're going to sit here. There's 2 questions as the parent that you're going to write and respond to your child. So it says, do you agree with the rating they gave you? So if they gave you, let's say they gave you 1s, and you're like, I don't agree with this because you don't come to me. You don't talk to me. You don't reach out when I ask you and I say, hey, how's your work for the day? You don't tell me you're struggling, so I can't help you if you're not telling me you need the help, right? So that's that connection and that communication breakdown that may occur. And then are you satisfied? Are you happy with the rating you received? Not necessarily all 5s. I don't expect to get all 5s. There's definitely things that I'm going to have to improve upon. But if I'm getting mostly 4s and 5s, then I feel like, hey, I'm doing well. And there's some things I might want to change, but overall, I'm satisfied with where I'm at. The student report. Now, this is going to be filled out. Sorry, this is the wrong heading. Let me cut that out here. That should be done at the teacher report area. So don't worry, I'll fix that later. So this video isn't too long. But this one is, as the parent, you're going to grade your child. Do they reach out to you when they need help? Because it's like before where they said, hey, do you help them or not? Do they also take the initiative to say, I'm struggling? Because if your child's telling you they understand everything, but they're not being honest about it, then how can you help them, right? And so this will hopefully help us see if your child falls into this category of kid who needs more help, where that communication breakdown's happening, whether it's me, whether it's them not reaching out to you. Okay, so they understand where their work is located. They come into the Zoom meetings to get help. So most of these are pretty self-explanatory. I feel my child is putting forth their best effort. And then here, the child is going to say, do they agree with this or not? So if they got really, really high scores, they're like, okay, I feel like you gave me like all 5s, but honestly, I feel like I need to reach out more when I need more help. I'm taking on too much stress for myself, and I need to reach out more. I'm going to give myself like, I don't agree with that because I can do better with that, with asking for help. And then again, are they satisfied with this answer and this reply? And if they're not, what can they do to improve this, right? So let's say they feel like, I'm not watching all the videos. Okay, well, let's come up with the plan so that we can make sure that we're getting to all the videos. Or I'm not putting forth my best effort. I just hate distance learning. I just hate using the computer and I can't get motivated. Can we talk about some strategies, something that we can work on to help? Maybe talk to Mr. Hill, see if he knows anything that can help. Because I just really find it difficult to care when I'm working on this computer screen. And then the last one, you're going to fill this out with your child's teacher report. This one's for me. So this is your time to tell me, hey, Mr. Hill, you're the third part of this equation here. How are you doing? Let me know how I'm doing, right? So the first one, you understand my expectations. We feel that I'm providing enough time to ask questions, either in small group or during the open Zoom time in the mornings, as well as in the afternoon. We feel that I'm providing too little work, or do you feel like I'm overworking your kid? Now, please bear in mind when I say too much work, this is in response to what they are supposed to be doing a day. They should be doing about 4 hours of work every single day. So during a normal school year, they'll be here for 6 hours and then go home and might have an hour or 2 of homework on top of that. So there's no homework or anything, but they are expected to be working for about 3 to 4 hours, give or take, depending on the day. So we feel like I'm giving them too much work, like there's no way that this is possible to finish the amount of work that Mr. Hill has assigned, then feel free to give me the number that you feel is commensurate to that feeling that you're having. And again, I'm not going to take any umbrage. I'm going to be mad about anything. I got pretty thick skin. Please tell me honestly, because if I'm seeing that across the board, that tells me I need to make an adjustment. If you're telling me I'm providing too much work, but your kid never does any work, then I'm not going to make a big jump on that. But if I'm seeing it from parents and families who their kids are on top of it, they're getting the work in, they're trying hard every single day, but they still can't keep up, right? And I keep seeing that theme over and over and over again, and that tells me, okay, maybe I need to adjust and move things down a bit, because we are doing distance learning, and it won't be one-to-one like it is in the normal classroom. Do I respond to concerns in a timely manner? So if you dojo me or message me, or if your kid hops into the Zoom, am I able to reply and give them timely advice that can help them? One caveat to this is usually on the weekends, about 5 o'clock on Friday till whenever I come back to school on Monday, I do not check my messages. And when I go home, and usually about 5 or 6, I turn off my phone and I do not respond to any messages because that's my time with my family. So if it's outside, like if you message me like 7 or 8, know that you're not going to get that reply till the next day, next time I'm in seat at school. So if you're messaging me during the day, during work hours, or a little bit after school, do you feel like I'm getting back to you and helping you with the concerns that you have? Do you feel like the videos are doing a good job of explaining the work that your child needs to do? Are the videos like too confusing? Do the videos need more examples? Do you need more help, right? This is where you can tell me that. Do you feel the videos are too long? Do you feel they're too short? We feel that Mr. Hill helps us when we need assistance. And I put in parentheses, based on my child's effort. So if you have a child who does not participate in class and they ask me for help, I'm not very helpful. If your child is working very hard, I try my best to be extremely helpful and help them where they can, or where I can. So if you feel like based on the level of effort your child is putting in, I am matching or exceeding the help that they need, then please let me know. If you feel like, hey, my kid's doing everything. They're always here at the Zooms. They go to the open meetings. They need support. And you aren't there, Mr. Hill. You're not helping them. They're not getting what they need from you. Please let me know. Because if you don't tell me, I can't fix it. And if I can't fix it, your child's the one who's going to be negatively affected by that. And that's the last thing that any one of us in this whole thing want. And then it says, please type out any other issues, comments, or concerns that you may have. I try my best to be thorough, but there might be things that I forgot. Fill out anything that you want here in this box here. It could be anything you want, anything you need to tell me. All your answers and things you write to me are going to be private. It's going to open up like its own document on Google Classroom for your kid. The other people won't be able to see it. So feel free if you need to air any grievances towards me about something I'm doing wrong, or if you want to tell me, hey, everything's great, we love it. That would be nice too, to hear some positivity, because I know during this process it's a little stressful and it's a little difficult, especially compared to being in seat. And then here, I'm gonna write back to you. Tonight at 9 o'clock, I'm opening this up, and then I'm gonna go through and see the answers that I got and respond back to families that took the time out to do this. So if I get a rating and the rating says, hey, Mr. Hill, I think that you're not being fair and your expectations aren't known, but your child is never in Zoom, or when they are there, they're distracted or not paying attention, I'll let you know, well, this is why, right? And sometimes you might say something and I go, yeah, you're right, I need to improve that. The videos are not long enough for your child. They don't have enough examples. Thank you for that feedback. Let me put in some more examples to make things better for your child. So I want to try to make sure that the communication between all parties is there and it's strong. So this is something I've never tried before. So please give me your honest feedback. If you think this is a good idea, I would love to hear it. If you think it's a horrible idea, I would love to hear that too, because I've never tried this before. But with the distance learning, we're all kind of trying something new. And I know that for some kids, this transition is a little bit harder than it is for others. And I'm trying to find a way to smooth that out. And I figured with more information, we have more options and we have more clarity. So thank you so much for watching this. If you have the time, please sit down with your child. Please complete this before 9 p.m. tonight. If for some reason you want to do this, but that timeline does not work for you, please just reach out to me in Class Dojo. We'll make some accommodations and we can set something up for a different time. But I really, really want to know how you guys are feeling all the way around. Plus extra credit, 20 points extra credit for writing. That's a huge chunk. It's almost a half of a paper. So please, if you have the time, go ahead and give this a shot. Thank you.